Morning, students. Today we are going to discuss another important essay, and the name of essay is "The First Snow," written by J.B.Priestly. Now, in our country, we are not accustomed with the fall of first snow, but in Western countries and particularly in England, it is an event when, for the first time in the season, the snow falls. So, what are the conditions and what transformation takes place is described very vividly, very full of variety in this essay by J.B.Priestly. And before we start, before we discuss the essay, as our usual practice, I should tell you something about J.B.Priestly. J.B.Priestly is a distinguished essayist, and he participated actively during the World War First. He has a very practical knowledge of the First World War. He has written about simple middle class people. He expresses deep intellectual thoughts in his writings. He has also written few plays on the problem of time management play. He has written few plays, but moreover he is known as for his essays. His style of writing resembles with Charles Dickens, the famous novelist, and W. Jacobs. His essays reflect upon the common experience of life. J.B.Priestly's best essays are collected. His volume of essays, the collection of essays which are collected in a volume. There are many volumes, but these are very famous. The Open House and Thought in Wilderness. These are his volumes of essays. The aim of his writing is to point out truth, and he has never tried to become a moralist. I hope that you understand the word moralist means that he never tries to dictate moral, because when you try to give something to give some moral, you become a didactic. So the writer avoids such kind of moralizing. They just point out the things as it is. Now we come to the essay First Snow. First Snow is a essay in a picaresque nature. Picaresque means that the poet presents such pictures, such beautiful images that the whole pictures comes to our mind. We can visualize, we can imagine as it is happening to us. So such kind of description is called picaresque. That the picture arises by reading a kind of picture is made in our mind of the situation. So this essay is in the nature of picaresque. Priestley describes vividly the first fall of snow. It reveals the excitement level of adults as well as children when in the season the first snow falls. So the people as well as children are excited. It is fantastic to see the transformation of landscape and atmosphere. That how the landscape transforms into, and it looks like another world. The change takes place without any noise. That is the beauty of nature, that the snow falls airily, very silently, without making any noise. The writer draws a contrast between the outside world with the inside of the house. There is totally different atmosphere in the house and outside the house. The writer also points out the terrible aspects of nature. So many people romanticize, they are full of praise of the beautiful aspects of nature, but very few writers have pointed out the terrible aspect, the horrible aspects of nature. The writer, the first fall of snow looks like the first fall of snow looks pleasant. It looks quite good, quite appealing. But when it continues longer, it becomes a burden, and simultaneously it becomes a problem of livelihood for the poor people, because when there is a snowfall, there is no activity going on outside, so the poor people starve, they don't have anything to eat. So that is the problem of livelihood. And sometimes the nature becomes so harsh that their houses are destroyed and they become homeless. So that is also the one aspect, the other aspects of nature. But usually the people romanticize, people feel that it is quite pleasing, the first fall of the snow and the other things. So the essay begins with the remark of Robert Lind. We have already discussed Robert Lind previously, and he remarks about the Jane Austen character, and he says that they are the people in whose lives a slight fall of snow is an event. So there are people who are so sensitive that if a small thing happens, it becomes a big event for them. So the writer wants to quote that the first fall of snow is just like a small thing, because it happens every year, in every season when the season comes, so the snow falls. But the excitement of the people and children are very great when they first saw the fall of snow, the snowfall in the season. The writer in other words, writer wants to point out that excitement of the people on the first fall of the snow during the season. There are two things for which London is known, and the writer quotes the experiences of young ladies who have come from British Guiana. British Guiana means it was a colony of England, and now it is an independent state in South America. So these girls visited England, and they were quite excited when they saw these two things, and which makes the England different from the rest of the world. And these things are the crowd. There are so many people, there are so much crowd in London and other cities, because in small cities everyone knows each other, but here there are so many people, we don't know each other. And the second thing is that makes different is the snow covered landscape. That is the beauty of England. It has the landscape covered with snow. The first fall of snow has an enchanting means fascinating, attracting effect upon the people. It is difficult to stop anyone from going outside, because the atmosphere is so tempting that everyone thinks to go out and feel the snow, and they want to enjoy the snow. So the writer gives this introduction and quotes, and the essay begins with the Robert Lind remark about Jane Austen character and other things. And in the next stage, the writer describes the many kind of beautiful landscapes and the transformation of the landscapes when the first fall of snow takes place. In the next lecture, I will discuss the essay in detail with you. Thank you.